Welcome to Rated R for Reviews. Appreciate everybody joining me today. Let me make sure my mic is good, my audio. Yes, 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 my audio is perfectly fine. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're gonna get it started here. Naked and Afraid Apocalypse. We are back, baby. We are back, man. It's episode two. You feel me? Episode two, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody joining us. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Hit the like button. Subscribe, of course, if you're new. Obviously, we're talking about Naked and Afraid Apocalypse today, and yeah, episode two. Episode one was I liked it. Okay, I know again there's a lot of people that don't like it. It's not their vibe. That's cool. You know what I mean? For me, I like it. You know what I mean? I think the whole apocalypse setting is fantastic. It's something new. You know what I mean? I've seen again. I watch all the Naked and Afraid. I watch the regular Naked and Afraid, the Naked and Afraid XL, the Naked and Afraid Last One Standing, man, the other one with the snow. You know what I mean? They were freezing their tushies off. You know what I mean? I've seen them all, right? I've seen them all, and this new apocalypse is just different. You know what I mean? It's something that again I like it. I like this. I like the whole apocalypse setting. And I think for me. I think the reason why I like it is because I like movies like that. I like to watch apocalyptic type of movies. You know what I mean? Not necessarily it being zombie like, but just or even monster like with like a quiet place or something like that. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like that, but just any type of let's say a virus is going around and people just dying, you know what I mean? And it's just a post-apocalyptic type of setting, when it comes down to movies. I just like movies like that. So to me, watching this type of setting, trying to survive in this type of, I mean, it's real life. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that could happen. I'm not gonna say near future, but it could happen in the future. I mean, hey, you never know. 50 years from now, 100 years from now, whatever. I'll be dead 100 years from now, but but it can happen. And so this is why I like it, man. You know what I mean? So I love the setting, man, and I love how they explained in the last episode. They explained like the whole thing. They explained, when it came down to the area that they're in and what happened to that area, like 100 years ago. You know what I mean? And again, 100 years ago, it was a full town, a full blown town. Like, you know what I mean? The town was there. You know what I mean? And then I love how they explained what happened. The town just got overwhelmed with bacteria and just the ground, just the viruses and everything like that. So I loved how they explained it. Then of course the brush fire just just took over the town, man. You know what I mean? And so it's all burnt up, dead, mildew everywhere, things like that, man. It's fantastic, man. So I love how they explained everything in the first episode. It was great, man. The first episode was great. I loved it, man. And so episode I couldn't wait for episode two, and now we got episode two that came out yesterday. I know I'm doing my live stream today. I wish I can do. I wish I can go live right after the show. You know what I mean? Right after I watch it, I wish I can go live for it, but I can't. I can't, man. But my schedule doesn't allow me to, and that's on me. But I love it. Again, I love the show, and so I'm here now, and we're gonna talk about it today, man. Appreciate the homie, the bandwagon showing up in the chat. Hey, look at here. Hey, look at here. The bandwagon Cuba. When you pull up, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have to pull up to show your Rundown Productions. That way, people will know when I say subscribe to Rundown Productions, they will see your name. Where's it at? They'll see your name right here. This name right here. They'll see Rundown Productions. You know what I'm saying? Or Rundown Gaming. You know what I mean? That way they'll know, okay, when I say subscribe to that, they know, oh, hey, I'll subscribe to that channel. I see the little icon. I know what that channel looks like. You know what I mean? But if I say it right now, they're gonna be like, well, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what it. Hey, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It just helps you out a little bit. But I will say this: anybody listening, go subscribe to Rundown Productions. Okay, Rundown Gaming. You know what I mean? And Rundown Wrestling. You know what I mean? The link for Rundown Productions is in the description, y'all. It's in the description. So hit the description. Okay, scroll down, you're gonna see subscribe to Rundown Productions. Just click on that little YouTube link, man, and that's the buddy right there. You looking for another movie channel, another movie review, man? That's the channel too. Well, not this one, the Rundown Productions one in the description. You feel me? Appreciate you showing up, Q, man. What's happening with you, bro? So anyway, so let's get it start. Let's get it started, man. Again, Naked and Afraid Apocalypse. I love it, man. I will say this: if you haven't watched it yet, okay, you might want to pause. Okay, you might want to pause this. Okay, go watch it and then come back because you're gonna get some spoilers. Okay, you're gonna get some spoilers. I know my wife ain't watched it yet, so she upstairs, she working right now. You know what I mean? I know she ain't watched it yet. So if you're watching, okay, wifey, you might want to pause. Okay, go watch it first and then come back. Come back to this live stream. Okay, so because you're gonna get some spoilers here. Okay, so um I will say again, we got four groups again here. Let me put the people on your screen right here. This is who we're talking about, obviously. Okay, we got Waz, Steven, Amber, West. Those are your leaders. Okay, those are your leaders of the group. All right. Then you got Frank, Russ, Alexa, Miranda, Joe, Steve, Kale, and Teal. Now, look at here. We got a lot of things to talk about because, yeah. You know, I will say this. I'm not gonna say it yet. I mean, if you watch the show, you already know what I'm attempting to say here. But not gonna lie to you, um, there's two groups that stood out, and there's two groups that just not standing out too much. Okay, Waz's group and Amber's group are the ones where, yeah, they are definitely standing out. Those two groups are standing out. Now, Steven and Wes, their groups are not standing out to me. I mean, they're. I think Steven's group they split up a little bit, not split up, but I mean it was Steven. No, I'm sorry, it was Frank. Frank went out there to go hunt some pigs or whatever, you know what I'm saying, some warhogs or whatever like that, and he was unsuccessful, right? But it's funny, they did do a little glimpse of the next episode, and it looked like Frank got himself a shot on that bow and arrow, a shot on the pig from on the next episode. That's what it looked like. But we haven't seen it yet, but I'm just saying that's what it looked like. All right. So so Frank looked like he got a kill on the next episode, but on this episode, he didn't get one. He didn't get one. He was out there hunting for hours. Okay, and again, you guys, again, up in an apocalyptic setting, man, it is over 100 degrees out there, 103 degrees, and the temperature drops. Okay, the temperature drops to like a minus. It's like under 60 degrees at night. It's insane, right? So Frank is out there in 103-degree heat, right? He's out there trying to hunt, and he's unsuccessful. Steven and his other partner, Alexa, they go out there. They're looking for more scavenge. They're trying to scavenge some more materials and things like that. Again, their group didn't appear a lot in this episode. Same with Wes's group. Wes's group was pretty much the same thing. Wes, Miranda, and Steve, they didn't really stand out as well. I mean, they kind of was like, you know, it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not. They're not a group that stood out in this episode. The main two groups I really want to talk about today are Waz's group and Amber's group because that's the one right there. Okay, that's the one where it's going to be. Yeah, if you haven't watched this, yeah, you again, spoiler alerts. Okay, spoiler alerts here. Now look, I will say this. Last episode, I had said, "Hey, look at here, Amber. Okay, your group is falling apart. You might wanna fix this because it's gonna get worse. Your group of let me put this back on your screen right quick. Your group, okay, it's Amber, Joe, and it's Kale. Okay, those three people. That's they're in a group. Those three people. Now, Joe and Kale are just not getting along. And so I had said on the last episode, I said, "Hey, look at here. You need to fix this because this is going to get worse. It's not. It's you. You just sitting back, not saying nothing is not going to help. You got to try your best to fix. You as a leader has to try to fix this whole problem that they're having. For some reason, Kale and Joe just doesn't like they don't like each other. For some reason, I don't know what it is. From the first episode, from the first day, they're just not getting along. So Amber, I said this, Amber, you need to fix this. So in this episode, shout out to Amber, she tried. Okay, she tried. She sat them both down. You know what I mean? And she was like, you know what? Let's try to fix this. So let's talk it out, right? And hey, shout out to Goat James in the building, aka Chris, aka Let me cook this right quick. Appreciate you, Goat James, showing up, showing some love. I got you. You feel me? Uh, so so shout out to Amber. She said that she was gonna try to fix it, right? She sat them both down, try to talk, try to amend their feelings, you know what I mean, and try to hash out the whole thing and try to talk it out, right? It didn't work. She tried it, and I like that she tried it. But yeah, she tried it, and it just didn't work. You know what I mean? So they just can't get along. Kale and what's his name, Joe. That's his name, right? Yeah, Joe. Though they just can't get along for some reason or other. They don't like each other. So anyway, after that, they start the little walk journey, right, to go to the next spot, right? And and as they're walking, and again, you guys, they're again 103-degree heat, man. It's beaming, it's hot out there, right? The ground is hot, you know what I mean? You got thorns everywhere, you got branches everywhere, whatever it is that you're walking through, you know what I mean? You got the elephants over there chilling, you know what I mean? You got to watch out for them. You got the lions over there, you know what I mean? You got to watch out for all these things as you're walking through this burnt mildew virus bacteria atmosphere, right? You're walking through this, and as you're walking through, as their group is walking through, right? Amber turns around again. Joe was in the front, Amber was in the middle, Kel was in the back, and they're walking in a straight line. And Amber turns around to say something to Kel, and then she turns back around, and as she turns back around, there was a freaking branch that was right there, and it smacks her, right? It smacks her, and then she freaking like flips it, and then a thorn decides, oh, I'm gonna go right in your eye. Wow. And she was just like, oh, snap. And bro, from there, downhill for Amber from that spot. She got hit from by that thorn badly. Okay. They finally got to the destination. She couldn't even open both of her eyes because her both of her eyes was like just watering, just it just kept watering, right? And so both of her eyes was just she couldn't even open them. She was like walking blindly, right? And it was finally they get to their spot. She decides, you know what? I can't even see. Medic, you got to call a medic. So they call a medic out there. The medic comes out there, and they're like, yeah, they look at her eye, and it's kind of reddish a little bit, kind of like pinkish, you know what I mean? Um, and then they decide, you know what, we're going to give you some drops. And just we'll monitor it, and see how you feel the next day, right? So they put some drops in her eye. She makes like a pirate type of eye patch, right? She makes like a pirate eye patch, you know what I mean? And I think it was out of like Vine and like I don't know, like it was like what did she use? She used some type of fur. I don't know, whatever it is, right? She used some type of fur, a little circle fur, right? She made it, you know what I mean? And then so she goes out, she goes, throughout the rest of the day with this patch on her eye, right? So that's that. Now I'm gonna come back to them. I'm gonna come back to that group. Okay. Again, Steven's group. Steven and Wes's group. They didn't really do too much in this episode. You know what I mean? It was more of they did, and I said this last episode too. For some reason, they're not showing too much of Steven's group, and I like Steven. You know what I mean? So I kind of wish they would show more of his group, but it's not. I guess it's not too much to show right now. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I'm gonna come back to the group now. Let's go back to let me what do you say? Yes, sir. Appreciate it. You already know, go James. Damn. Oh, it's our go James. It's about to oh yeah. It's about to be stay tuned. Okay, stay tuned. You say, damn, there's already some drama in the first episode. Bro, stay tuned. Okay, stay tuned. It's you about to hear something. You about to hear something. Let me let me tell you. Okay. So let me put this back on your screen. Again, you got now that was Amber's group that I talked about. Amber, Kale, and Joe. Now let's go to Waz's group. Waz is at your top left, okay? Waz's group consists of Russ and Teal, okay? So it's Waz, Russ, and Teal, okay? They're in a group together, okay? Now, if you guys remember the last episode, Waz and Teal was complaining to each other about Russ because they just figure Russ is just not holding his weight. For some reason, I don't know what it is. Russ on the first day just was getting dehydrated. And I mean, bro, it's the first day. He was getting dehydrated. Here we are on day 4, and he's just not, for some reason, his body is just not recuperating in this this in South Africa, in the African setting, in the African apocalyptic setting. For some reason, Russ's body is just not recuperating, man. And so Waz and Teal are complaining to each other and pretty much saying like, "Hey, look, man, like, I don't know what's going on with Russ, but for some reason he's just not. His body's just not responding, and he's not pulling his own weight. He gets up for a little bit, he works for like 30 minutes, and then he goes sits back down in the shade and lays back down. And Waz and Teal are just like, man, we're dragging him along here. We're literally dragging him along through this challenge, and it's making more. It's giving us more work to do. And so they was getting really really pissed off at Russ. And I kind of, again, I felt a little bad for Russ because it's not like Russ was, he wasn't doing it on purpose. It wasn't like Russ was just like, Russ is not a lazy guy. You know what I mean? He's not lazy like that. His body just can't handle that weather. That's just what I think. You know what I mean? But that's just what it is. So anyway, Waz's group decides, let's go on a little walk, what I mean, and explore, right? So they take their little walk, they start exploring again, all three of them. Okay, they take their walk, they start exploring, and they find like a corral type of, and this again, the corral was big. They found like a corral type of barbed wire in type of corral that can fit like 10 people. And they were like, dude, we can use this. We can use this whole, bro. It's barbed wired around. That's your boma. Again, when you got freaking lions and elephants and stuff that are walking around freely, having a barbed wired in to where you can be safe, that's perfect. So anyway, they decide, you know what? We can use this whole space here, and we're already protected. So all you gotta do is build like build some type of shelter around the barbed wire, and you good. Perfect, right? So that's what they decided they were gonna do. So after they decided they was gonna do that, about like 20 minutes in, Russ gets a little lightheaded and he starts to lay down. And Waz and Teal are like, oh my God, here we go again. The hell is going on? So they get frustrated. They're like, "Oh, he's laying down again." And yeah, I think you can hear it in Waz's voice. As soon as Russ said, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna lay down for a little while. I'm feeling a little lightheaded," Waz was like, "All right." Waz and Till are just not liking Russ right now, right? So then, after about like 10 minutes, Russ decides, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just walk back to the shelter. Hey, Russ. Hey, look, man. Russ, look. I know he's not a lazy guy, man, but damn. He could I don't know what it is, man. His body just couldn't handle Africa, man. So anyway, he decides he's gonna go. And you know what's funny? A little funny here. At first, when I first watching this, right, I was like, Russ, I know Russ is not doing this on purpose. But then when he had said, and they was at the corral, and he had said that he's gonna lay down, right? And he said that every time he stands up and starts walking, he gets lightheaded really, really quickly, right? And then he said, after about 10 minutes of laying down, he said, I'm going to stand up and go walk back to the shelter to go lay down. I was like, hold on. If you were getting lightheaded by walking, why would you walk back to the shelter to go lay down? Bro, just chill right there. You chill right there, and you ain't got to walk nowhere. You straight. But so I thought, when he said that, I thought, okay, hold on. Are you playing games here, bro? Hey, look at that. Look here. He say Russ is funny. Russ is funny. I agree. I agree, bro. And so, hey, look at here, man. I'm not trying to say Russ was faking it or anything like that. But at that moment, I was like, hold on, bro. Hey, you're not making sense here right now. How you gonna tell the camera crew, what I'm saying, that you every time you get up, you feel lightheaded, but then you're gonna get up to go walk back to the shelter. Hey, just chill right there. That make more sense, right? Anyway, he decides he's gonna walk back to the shelter, man. Waz and Teal are just like, oh, here we go with this guy. so so anyway, he goes walk back to the shelter. He goes lays. He lays down, do a thing, right? Waz is over there. Boz and Till are over there freaking doing their thing. They're working. He say, no, man, I thought he was, hey, big facts. I thought he was faking it too, bro. Because it didn't make any sense. Like if I, bro, if I'm lightheaded, right? I'm not. I'm not standing up anymore. Like I'm wherever I'm at. I'm planting my ass right there, and I'm not moving. Like that. That's what I. So when he said that I'm gonna go back to the shelter, I was like, okay, hold on. It's not making any sense right now, bro. Hold on. Hey, hold on. But anyway, so he left. Was until they working. They frustrated with Russ already, right? The the camera crew goes back to with Russ right to the shelter, and then all of a sudden, he's talking as he's talking to the camera crew. Now again, this they if you watch the show, they do some solo, they do some like some solo interviews, right? And so they're interviewing Russ and Solo, right? And he's sitting up, he's trying to talk to the camera, and yeah, it's just not working. And he starts to feel, you know, lightheaded. He starts breathing heavy. You know what I mean? And so then at that point, I was like, okay, maybe he's not faking. Maybe he's not faking it, right? He starts breathing real heavy, and he's like, and then the camera crew decides, oh, we need a medic. So the medic comes out there, man, and Russ is just like, bro, his eyes, he couldn't even open his eyes, man. He was feeling, he starts seeing dots everywhere. You know what I mean? And I know that feeling. I know that feeling. When for me, I remember when I used to get, I still get that feeling when I freaking like super sick, right? And I that feeling of just dizziness, and you start seeing dots everywhere. For me, I'm like immediately lay down because you about to pass out. You know what I'm saying? You about to pass out. And so 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 yeah, man. So anyway, he started feeling, like he was about to pass out. You know what I mean? And so the doctors decide, hey, give him some water. You know what I mean? Let's check his heart rate, things like that. And yeah, big facts. They decided he had a panic attack, right? You know what I'm saying? The panic attack looked real though, man. Hey, big facts though. He said, yeah, I had not too long ago. He said, my hands and gums, were vibrating. Like he said, with heavy breathing and nausea. Big facts. Big facts. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, bro. For me, when I get really, really like flu like symptom type sick, yeah, I get like that too. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like if I need to lay down the whole time. You know what I mean? Like if I stand up, I start feeling like, oh, and only if I stand up for a long, long time. You know what I mean? Again, when I'm like dead sick, it's not like that when I'm like regular sick. If you're regular sick and a runny nose or something like that, a little cough here and there, little minor headache, that's whatever. But when you like flu like sick for me, bro, I better lay down the whole time, okay? Because I'm about to pass out if I stand up. If I start standing up and walk just from the bed to the bathroom, I'm like, ugh. Hold on. Let me hold on to something, right? That's how I am. So I knew, again, I knew what he was feeling like. You know what I mean? So that's why I was just like, okay, maybe he's not faking it. And so they took his heart rate. It was kind of weird though. They took his heart rate. I didn't see that. Did they take did they take his temperature? Because I feel like they should have took his temperature. You know what I mean? But they didn't. But they took his heart rate. They said his heart rate was fine. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't know, but maybe for me, I would have took his temperature. You know what I mean? But his body was probably super hot. But anyway, they decided he was having a panic attack, and it wasn't looking good for Russ, man. And so yeah, they decided, yeah, Russ, time for you to go. Time for you to go, man. So and at that moment, Waz and Teal was coming back to their shelter, to their camp, and yeah, not looking good for Russ. They said that he said he's gonna tap out. You know what I mean? And I guess hey, shout out to Russ for for saying that he was going to tap out. You know, it, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to just say, "Oh, I'm going to tap out." You know what I mean? Because you want to be there for the group, for your team. You want to be there to help out. But at the same time, you 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 need to realize when you're just being a heavy weight on your group as well. You know what I mean? And so he realized that he was being a heavy weight on his group, man, and he was just like, "Yeah, that's it. I'm out, man." And so shout out to him, for doing that at least. You know what I mean? So imagine hey, hey, Des Spector going in on freaking Russ, bro. Damn. Imagine the relief when they heard him. Hey, you know what? That's a good point though. I'm not gonna lie to you, because for the for the cameras, they didn't really show signs of relief, right? But yeah, in the back of their minds, probably off camera, they were like, "Oh, thank God, get his ass up out of here, man." That's probably what happened, man. So yeah, probably, bro. But yeah, so Russ is out of it. Russ tapped out, man. I guess medically tapped out. I wouldn't say that was that a medical tap out? I don't think it was because I think he kind of decided to tap out. It wasn't like the medical team said, "Yeah, you need to go." At least I don't remember that. Maybe they did. Maybe I don't remember that. But anyway, so yeah, he's gone. He tapped out, man. So now it's just Waz and Teal. Let me put this back on your screen. All right. Now I don't. I should have made the. I'll have the updated. I'll have the updated list next time. But so anyway, there's a imagine the big red X. Okay, on Russ right now. Okay, Russ is up out of there. He's gone, man. So so anyway, Russ is up out of there, and so now it's just Waz and Teal, and maybe that's better for the team. Maybe that's how they wanted it. Hey, it is what it is, man. So they're a team now. So going back now again, like I told y'all, the Stevens squad and Wes's squad, man, they didn't really show too much of them. They just was like, This episode they didn't really show too much of them. So I'm not gonna talk about them too much. I mainly want to focus on Waz's squad and Amber's squad because they were the main squad that was getting talked about a lot and getting shown a lot, right? So anyway, that's what happened to Waz's team. Now Amber's team, going back to Amber's team again. Amber's team, if you watch the show, you know Amber's team is Amber, Joe, and Kale, right? Going back to their team. Now I told you what happened to Amber, right? Amber got some thorn knocked into her eye, man, and so she was not feeling well with her eye, right? Her eye was freaking like, at least from what she was saying, her eye was throbbing and it hurt like a mug, right? She lifted up her eye patch at one point and it was like a lot of pus, right? And then she asked Kale what it looked like. And Kale was like, well, uh, it doesn't look too red. It doesn't, according to Kale, her eye looked pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? No redness or anything, but she had pus, which was weird. Like, I mean, normally when your eye is like irritated or whatever it is, you're gonna have pus and you're gonna have redness. And for some reason, she had the pus, but she didn't have no redness. So, I don't know, a little weird, right? So anyway, Watts is a huge asset. He proved that again by catching 40. Hey, big facts. Big freaking facts right there. And why? Hey, Mr. 10.0 for a reason. You know what I mean? Hey, Waz is definitely showing his leadership. And I was gonna, yeah, I need to get there. Matter of fact, we can get there right now. I'll come back to Amber real quick. Shout out to Waz, man. Waz found like a kind of like a, I don't know, a pool. It was dirty, muddy pool of water, and it was him and what's that fool? His partner, um, Steve, right? Hold on, let me get it. Steve. It was Waz and Steve, I think. Was it Steve? No, not Steve. Waz and Russell. It was, I'm sorry, Russell. Waz and Russell. And before Russell tapped out, Waz and Russell went out there and nah, you good. You good. Sorry, forget yours. Nah, you good. I'm glad. No, I'm glad you brought that up. Because that is something that I forgot to mention when Russ was there. So I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, so Waz and Russ had a net and they drug it through this pool of muddy water, right? Again, the muddy water is about, like, I want to say about waist high or whatever, right? Maybe chest high, and they drug it through to try to get some fish, and they couldn't find anything. They couldn't find nothing. They freaking was like, oh well, we drug this net through the water, and we got nothing, right? And then shout out to Watts because and again, the show demonstrated why how there's fish that be hiding, and they make holes in the muddy waters, right? And they make holes so they can hide. I didn't know that. I gotta be honest with you. Hey, shout out to Watt. See, this is why it's good to know, to watch certain shows like this. Because for me, I learn a lot. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know that. That's the fish actually make holes in the muddy water and hide in the holes. I didn't know that, man. So when Waz was out there, they drug the whole freaking the fish net through the water, and they got nothing. And Waz was like, him being Mr. 10.0, he was like, hey, look here, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check these, see if I find any holes for these fishes, right? Shout out to Waz, man. He started digging through them holes, man. He was like, oh, and he had the net. Smart, bro. He had the net right around him, right? Had the net around him, so that way when the fish try to swim out, he already had the net already there, so they swim right in, right? They swim right through the net. Boom, got him, bro. Shout out to and hey, shout out to Dead Spectre, bro. He said, where's he at? Right there. Hey, 14 freaking fish, bro. Hey, Waz, man. Shout out to him, bro. I'm not gonna lie, man. That is a big facts. Genius. Okay, genius. I didn't know that, man. So I'm learning. If I'm ever in a setting like that, I know what to do. If I can't see, if I'm throwing my fishing line, I ain't getting no fish. I'm like, damn, what the hell's going on? No fish. Hey, what the Hey, I'm be like, look here, I gotta go get in that muddy ass water. You know what I'm saying? I'm gotta go dig for some holes for them damn fishes. Give me your damn fishes. You feel me? I make sure I got a net though, because I ain't gonna be able to grab it like that. I gotta make sure I have a net first. You know what I mean? So, but hey, that's genius though. I didn't know that. So now I know. Okay, now I know. So shout out to Wasp for that, man. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot about that. Look at Coach James. Coach James laughing. They always try to use basket. Hey, you know what? Big facts, bro. What the hell? And, I say the same thing. I'm like, dude, because I think Amber did that in the first episode, right? She threw the little they make the basket, right? And the little again, if you guys don't know what the fish basket looks like, right? It's like a picture like a cone. It's like a cone, right? So you got a hole at the top, tiny hole at the top, and it kind of goes like a cone, right? The big old giant big hole on the bottom, and it's all like web with like netting or some crap, right? So anyway, what happens is you have the fish. For some reason, I don't know why this is, but fish is just dumb like that, right? So the fish goes in the hole, right? The big part of the cone, right? They go up in there, and you have some bait up in there, right? And then the fish, for some reason, they can't find their way out. They can't for some I don't know what it is. They just can't find their way out, and so it's called a fish netting, right? I've been watching Naked and Afraid, all of them, for a long time. Okay, Naked and Afraid XL, Last One Standing. I've been watching a lot of them, and I swear to goodness, bro, I think I've seen maybe the fishnet work like maybe like one time. And again, we're talking about how many seasons of Naked? There's like almost 20 seasons of just regular Naked and Afraid, not including the Naked and Afraid XL, The Last One Standing, The Frozen, like not including any. I've seen that fishnet work like one time. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's like a waste of time. I'm not doing that, bro. Like just make the damn fishing lines. It seemed like the fishing line works way better. Make the damn fish and the netting. I've seen the netting work too, but just make that, bro. I don't. All that time trying to do the fishing net, that stuff don't work, man. I just certain traps that they make, it's good to have that knowledge. Don't get me wrong. But not gonna lie, it don't really work that well. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, so whatever. So so anyway, going back to you look, you like you built you should go to fan. Hey, you know what? I'm thinking about it. Okay. Hey, don't get me started, man. It's not about me. You feel me? It's not about me. You know? All right. I know that would be fun though, man. A fan challenge though. I would have to do a lot of like personal training. I think there's like I think who does it? Like I think we obviously Dead Spectre watches the show, so he already knows who these people are. So I think Matt, he has like a actual like a camp that you can go to and actually learn some stuff. I think who was that? I think what's that one girl's name? The she's from Australia. What's that girl's name? The Kai. Kai's another one. I think Kai has an actual camp where you can go to and actually learn some stuff. You know what I mean? Things like that. So I think for me, I would have to actually go to an actual camp, a couple times first, just so I can learn, how to build traps and things like that. You know what I mean? I'm not really as far as like the mental game. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Like I can go to the mental game, bro. Like surviving out there with for a mental. Oh man, I'm hungry, and can I sleep in the wilderness? Bro, I served in the Marine Corps. Right, you know what I mean. So I mean, like sleeping out there in the wilderness and things. I mentally, I can survive like that. But actually, like building traps and things like that, that's where I'm like, ugh, okay, I'm a little fuzzy on that. Not gonna lie to you though, snakes though, yeah, they kind of get me. I'm like, hey, the snakes, bro. Anyway, so get off, not on me, not on me, but but so going back, right to Amber's group. Now, again, I told you guys, Amber, Kale, and Joe. For some reason, Joe and Kale just not getting along, whatever the case may be. Okay, so what happens is Joe goes off on his own somewhere, right? And then Amber and Kale they get to talking, and Kale decides, you know what? Yeah, I'm not. It's not working for me. For some reason, it's not working. Okay, so uh, I think I need to leave the group and go somewhere else. And so Amber was shocked by this information. And they were like, "Hold on." She was like, "Wait, what?" But I had said this. I had said in the last episode. I said I kind of saw this. Either you need to fix this, or I kind of wonder in this new, again, this naked and afraid apocalypse is new, so I don't know when it comes down to, like, changing groups and things like that. I didn't know if that was possible, but I had said in the last episode, I said in the last live stream, I said, hey, well, if they can't fix this, then Kale or Joe, one of them, they need to leave. They gotta go. So Kale decides that she was gonna leave, and yeah, hey, Joe Joe and Kale, I don't know. I don't. Again, what up, Tiffany Nash? Salute to Tiffany Nash. Appreciate you showing up, showing some love. I see you. Salute to you. He said my. Hey man. Hey, you know what? Big fact. See, Joe. I don't know what's going on with Joe, man. See, and I had said the same thing. The first day, Joe and Kale just they didn't get along, and I was like, I don't. It to me, it seemed like Joe was just he just started attacking. At least that's from my perspective. That's just what I've seen. It seemed like from the jump, Joe just started attacking Kale, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't. I don't know. It was something about her that he just didn't like, and from the first day, he just started attacking her. And I don't know, man. I don't know what his deal was with Kale, but he just did not like her, man. So I mean, he was giving her attitude from the first day. So again, that's just from what I've seen. That's my perspective. So, but anyway, Kale decides that she was going to bounce, and Amber decides, okay, well, and Amber recall. I like how they showed a glimpse of Amber's, time where she decides to leave the group. And again, this was back when she was on regular Naked, and I think that was Naked and Afraid XL, I believe, when Amber decided she was with Jeff and Tiff. If you guys watch the show, you guys know who Jeff and Tiff are, and so yeah, Amber was with that group on Naked and Afraid XL a long time ago, and Jeff and Tiff was or I'm sorry, not Tiff, Trish. Sorry, I got Tiffany Neff in my mind. Trish, Tiffany Neff. Trish was in there. Not Tiff. Trish. Jeff and Trish was talking about Amber pretty much behind her back. And but they didn't know that Amber was listening. And so Jeff was over there, Trish was saying this. Trish was saying something, and Jeff was over there talking about how, like, yeah, she just needs to realize that she's gonna be put in her place and things like this. And that did not sit well with Amber, right? So at that moment, Amber decides, yeah, time to go. You know what I mean? And so, and I remember when I had seen Amber, when I first saw Amber in this new Naked and Afraid apocalypse, I was like, yeah, she might be changing groups, just because I knew the way. If you guys watched a lot of these Naked and Afraid, you kind of know Amber. She can get hot headed at times, right? And doesn't yeah, she just not she don't sit well with people sometimes, right? But not all the time, not all the time, just sometimes, right? But yeah, Trish. Oh man, look at hey, he said Trish is horrible, man. Hey, big facts, man. Trish, I don't know if Dead Spectre watched what's that fool? The Naked and Afraid Last One Standing. I'm surprised Trish lasted as long as she did on the Last One Standing. I mean, hey, again, shout out to her because she survived two elimination challenges, right? So shout out to her. But I'm surprised she lasted that long on Last One Standing. And I know that she's not. I know that she doesn't want to. I'm not gonna say admit. I know she doesn't see herself leading the departure of the other two women, Laura and I think what's the other name, Kayla. But when I watched the show, it seemed that Trish was the leader of the departure of Trish. It was Trish, Laura, and Kale. That Kayla. That's what it seemed like to me. But I know I watched I watched another show where yeah, she said no, she wasn't the leader, but to me it seemed like she was the leader, man. But yeah, that's just me, man. The Spectre, you will do that show, and I'm gonna make sure you bandwagon. Oh man, y'all funny, man. But yeah, so anyway, so Amber decides that she was gonna walk with Kale to find another group. And so they looked on the map and they found out that there was another water source about like 2 miles away, right? Again, you guys, it's 103-degree heat. Okay, it's hot, right? And of course, Amber, she has her eye messed up. So and I'm not gonna lie to you. This kind of, I don't know. I guess you could look at it both ways because when Amber told Joe that she was going to be walking with Kale to go find another group, I was kind of, and Joe was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna stay back and work on the shelter. In my mind, okay, in my mind, I was like, wouldn't it be, because she got a messed up eye, right? You don't even know this next water source that they're going to. You don't know if there's people there. They could have walked 2 miles at that water source and found nobody. Then they had to walk 2 more miles somewhere else and then found nobody. You don't know where these people are, right? So for me, I thought Joe was going to be like, you know what? Okay, cool. I'm going to walk with you to make sure Amber gets back to camp safely. I That's what I had thought. I thought Joe was going to go with Amber, but I mean, bro, hold on. You're in Africa. Not only is it hot, you got freaking lions running around, right? Big ass freaking mammoth elephants walking around, right? So why would you want her to walk back by herself with one eye? So for me, I was like, wait, hold on, Joe. You're gonna stay back and just work on shelter? Nah. That is, again, that didn't sit well with me. I was just like, nah, bro. You can't have this woman walk back by herself with one eye in the freaking wilderness with lions. No, man. I wouldn't do that. But you know, that's just me. But anyway, so yeah, he decides he's gonna go walk back. Okay, or I'm sorry, stay back and chill at the shelter and just work on it. Hey, shout out to, again, he did a lot of work though. He did a lot of work. It was a salute to Detroit. Detroit, God in the building. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you showing up, showing some love. I got you. You feel me? Uh, salute, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, I was kind of shocked by that. But yeah, so anyway, so she decided. So Amber and Kale go. They go to the next water source, and I like how it's funny. They get to the next. They get close to the next water source, right? And they start hearing some voices, right? So they're like, "Hold on, do you hear that?" I think Amber turned around to Kale and was like, "Hey, do you hear that? I hear voices, right?" And then the camera, the editing, fantastic editing, right? I I didn't fall for it, but fantastic editing. But they messed up. They messed up. Okay, 'cause I'm gonna tell you how in a minute. So they say, "Do you hear voices?" All of a sudden, you see Steven's group. They go to Steven's group, right? And they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And then they go to Waz's. Well, it's only Waz and Kale, Waz and Teal, right? So Waz is like, "Oh, what's that?" Right? And then she, and now for me, I was like, "Hold on, you messed up." Because when you show Waz and he's looking around like, what's that? Pretending like he heard the voices, you showed him at the corral. They wasn't at the corral no more. They had left the corral and they went back to go see Russ at their camp. So you showing Waz, what's that? I already knew, okay, bad editing. That's bad editing because Waz is not at the corral no more. He's freaking at his camp. So obviously I knew that Amber did not find Waz's group. And then of course they cut the commercial, right? So you don't know who it was. Obviously I knew it wasn't Waz. So I was like, okay, it's either Steven or it's Wes. One of them. It's one of them two. Bad editing right there. Okay. I realized that and I was like, well, hold on, man. That don't make any sense. I had to throw that out there. So anyway, So anyway, obviously they found Amber and Kale found Wes's group, right? So Wes's group, they're like, oh man, two more people. Now I like Wes's reaction because Wes was like, oh, great, but not so great. Hold on. We got three people that we already get because when you find any type, first of all, your resources, water, food, shelter, all these things you make for only three people, or you find or eat or whatever it is you drink for only three people. So you finding two more people, well, that's more mouths to feed, right? That's more mouths you gotta, drink. That's bigger shelter, right? So Wes was kind of like, I don't know about this one. And then when he got closer, he realized who it was. He realized it was Amber. He was like, "Oh hell no!" He was like, "Uh oh, I realize who this is." But he kind of worked with Amber before, so he wasn't too mad about it, right? But then uh, Amber and Kale explained the situation to Wes, and obviously Wes was like, you know, he was thinking about it. But then of course, it kind of Kennedy Chief, he said editing mistakes. Big negative afraid tend to make. Hey, big facts, man. I know it's one. He said one. What? Oh, Max's shoes in the challenge early. On the last one standing. Yeah, man. They be making a lot of mistakes, man. They do, bro. They do. But yeah. So Wes is thinking about bringing on you know Kale, right? Because Amber said that she was going to go back and she was going to leave Kale there. Of course, Kale asked. They asked them. They asked, can they join? Can she join the group and things like that? And Wes thought about it, but then at the end he said, "Yeah, cool." You know what I mean? I had thought that Amber and Kale were going to find Waz's group because Russ had tapped out. So I was like, okay, well, maybe Kale can be with Teal and Waz, but they didn't find that group. They ended up finding Wes's group, right? So now there's four of them. So back on your screen here, there's four. Okay, now you got Waz, you got Kale, you got Teal. I'm sorry, not Waz. My bad. Wes, and you got what's that food? Steve, Miranda, and Kale. There's your four right there. Wes, Miranda, Steve, and Kale. So four people. I think in my just we'll see what happens. But in my opinion, I think maybe or my prediction, I think maybe uh the group Wes's group is eventually going to find Waz's group. And then, of course, I think Kale would eventually go to Waz's group to make him a three. You know what I mean? Um, that's just what I think. That's just what I think. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But so now you got a group of four, and then of course you got a group of three, another group of a group of two, right? And another group of two. So Amber decides to go. She starts walking back to camp, right? She has to walk back. She's tired, man. It's hot as hell out there, man. So she finally goes back and to her camp, right? Soon as she gets to her camp, she she realizes that Joe did a lot of work. He did a lot of work. He freaking built the shelter, man. He did everything, man. You know what I mean? He built nice. Got a little bed on there, right? Perfect. Amber gets there. She soon as she sees the bed, she lays out, man. She's like exhausted, right? Gets some water, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, uh she decides, yeah, my eye is like trembling right now. And so yeah, not looking good for Amber. She decides, yeah, I need a medical. I need a medic. So medical team comes out and they decide, yeah, they put some more drops in her eyes and she's like throbbing, she's screaming. And it's just not looking good for Amber. And of course Joe is there, he's sitting there, he's like, yeah, he's yeah, it's not looking good, man. So um Amber, medical team tried, but they pretty much told Amber that we're limited out here when it comes down to your treatment on your eye. And so, unfortunately, Amber is now tapped out, medically tapped out. Now, she definitely got medically tapped out. because they told her, yeah, you need, and they looked at her eye, and it was it was difficult just trying to open her eye. They couldn't even open. Every time they opened her eye, she would scream. Like, you know what I mean? That's how bad it was. You know what I mean? But they did tell her that they couldn't find anything that was on her eye. So they thought maybe it was in the back of her eye. Maybe the thorn, or a piece of thorn or whatever, something got in the back of her eye. And then, of course, at being in that environment, they couldn't tell, you know, if it was, you know, there or not. So anyway, they decided to medically tap her out, man. And so, yeah, shout out to Amber though, man. Amber, she tried, man. Amber's, hey, big facts, man. Amber is definitely, yeah, she a champ, man. So yeah, man. Amber's medically tapped out, and now Joe is unfortunately by himself, you know. And he recalled when he was on Naked and Afraid, regular Naked and Afraid before. Yeah, he was by himself before his his teammates or his campmates end up tapping out on him, and now he's on Naked and Afraid Apocalypse, and he got two teammates. One left him, and one medically tapped out. So yeah, not looking good for Joe right now. Joe is now by himself on this Naked and Afraid apocalypse, and he's got 30 days. This is day 5. He's got 30 days left to either, he's got to find somebody. I mean, I don't. I mean, I'm sure he's a tough guy. He can probably survive for 30 days by himself, but it would be better for him if he found maybe who got the team. Waz got the team of 2, right? Maybe he could find, Waz and Teal, to team up with. You know what I mean? Later on in the show, maybe. So we'll see. But yeah, Joe being by himself, man, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So yeah, and then of course that's where the show ended, man. So we got 2 tap outs, both of them pretty much medically tapped out, really. I did like at the end of the when they medically tapped out Amber, they put a little description on the bottom, and they told pretty much what happened to Amber. She went to the hospital, and they treated her eye and things like that. Just they took X-rays and things like that, or MRIs, whatever, and they couldn't find anything. And she recovered. She got a fully recovered, because they were worried, man. They were worried that she could lose her eye. I mean, because it looked infected. You know what I mean? And it didn't get any better. Like when they first on day 4 when they treated it, they was hoping that it would get better for day 5, but it seemed like it got worse. So because it got worse, she's yeah, it's not looking good for her. So good thing that they told us what happened to Amber. That she went to the hospital, things like that. They treated her eye. They couldn't find anything, and they gave her some antibiotics for her eyes, some eye drops or whatever. And so she's fine now. She's good. So didn't lose her eye. That's good news, right? So so yeah, man, that's it for that. So good thing. Yeah, big facts. Glad she's okay, man. That was scary, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's losing your losing your eye or anything, your eye or your eyes, man. That's got to be a scary thing, man. Or so yeah, you can't you can't go on, you know. She wasn't going. If it was, she wasn't going to last 30 days. If it was like, because they have to do 35 days, right? If it was like day 33, maybe she could have finished it. Maybe she could have been, maybe. But she was there was no. It was getting worse. It was getting better. So yeah, she had to go. She had to go, man. So my see my eyes were watering. I know, right? I was like, oh man. I was like rubbing my eye, like, oh crap. Big facts, man. Yeah, bro. So yeah, man. So that was the end of the show. I can't wait till next week. Again, we go live on this. I go live every episode. I'm gonna go live, man. So I love the Naked and Afraid shows, man. It's freaking fantastic, bro. I love the survival type of shows, man. I know a lot of people like Alone. A lot of people like Alone. I I don't really watch Alone like that, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get into it because a lot of people do like that show. But we'll see. I might do reviews on that, but I don't know. Alone is just I'm gonna have to check it out. I think I watched a little bit of one episode, but I have to check it out because I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna have to check it out. Outlast on Netflix. Oh, really? I never heard of that. Outlast, huh? Okay. I'm gonna check that out too. Then, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Outlast. Hey, thank you for that. I'm gonna have to check that out, man. I might hey, I'll do some reviews on that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what's up, bro. It's a competition that they can mess with each other. Ooh, sounds even better. So it's kind of like last one standing. Is that because I know they do competitions on last one standing too. So is it kind of like that where they bring contestants in and they do competitions and things like that and people get eliminated? Is that kind of like how Outlast is? Oh, okay. Cool. And he said it's 2 seasons. Oh, perfect then. Oh yeah. Oh, bro, what? Hold on. Let me, bro. You done got me. Hold on, man. You done made me find a new show, man. Hold on. Let me see that. Outlast. Let me see that. Outlet. Okay. Oh wait. Hold on. I can't zoom in. I'm assuming it's that top one up there with the bear on it. You can have my phone ain't focusing, but yeah, I'm assuming it's that top one with the bear on it. So hold on. I can do this. Hold on. I got you. There we go. There we go. Outlast. I'm assuming that's it. Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out, man. Okay, cool. So you'll definitely like it. Okay, cool, man. You just gave me a new show, man. I'm gonna check that out, bro. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Well, so yeah, I'm gonna check that out, man. And yeah, I'm gonna definitely get back to you on that, man. I'm gonna check it out. I got a couple days off. I'm gonna check it out for sure. Appreciate you, man. No idea that existed, bro. That's what's up, man. So anyway, that's it for me, man. I will be back next week. Of course, you guys know Naked and Afraid Apocalypse, man. You know what I mean? I go live every week. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that showed up today. I appreciate everybody showing up. Hit the like button if you haven't yet. Subscribe, of course, if you're new, man. Again, if anybody, I know Dead Spectre, it seems like he watched the show. If anybody out there that wants to pull up on the show, you can pull up and we can talk. We can talk about Naked and Afraid, man. You know what I mean? We can again just let me know. I'll drop the little StreamYard link. You don't have to show your face like I'm doing. There's a little camera on there that says stop cam. You just press the stop cam and it looks like this. Bro. It looks like that. And then you'll be talking like this, you know what I mean? And you don't have to show your face. You just put like a little icon on there, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, and you don't have to show your face. Just make sure your mic is unmuted. And then you can pull on the show and we can talk about Naked and Afraid. We can talk about, after we done talking about Naked and Afraid, then we talk about anything you want to talk about after that. But yeah, man, this because this show is you don't have to just stay in the chat. You don't have to say you can stay in the chat if you want to, obviously, but if you don't have to, you know what I mean, you can pull up on the show. That's the good thing about this channel is that you can pull up on the show, man, and we can talk about anything you want to talk about. And that's how this show is run or will be run, especially and it's cool, man. You like I know I have another channel. It's a Lakers channel. I have another channel where I talk about Lakers news and things like that, basketball channel. And I get, it'd be like 8, 9, 10 of us on the platform. And it's like all these little screens up top, you know what I'm saying? All these little screens around there, man. And it's just all of it. We just talking basketball. We just all talk basketball, man. So eventually I'm gonna make this one just like that. Now the other one like my Lakers channel, I got it's a crew of us, you know what I mean? So it's all of us are on there, man, and we all talking, man, and I got, a lot of subscribers over there. So it's cool, you know what I mean? So eventually this platform will be like that one to where it's gonna be a whole bunch of us and we all gonna be talking about eventually we'll talk about Naked and Afraid or whatever it is that we're talking about. I know we did last was it The Last of Us, we did that. We did, of course, Naked and Afraid, and I think they did a Fantastic Four review. My the other people on this channel that's involved in this channel, they did that. They want to do. I just got a group message. They want to start doing Twisted Metal. So if anybody watches Twisted Metal, we might start doing reviews on that. So again, open mic panel, man. So anybody that watches Twisted Metal, uh, get ready for that, and you can come on the show and we can talk Twisted Metal, man. So yeah, bro. Couple liquid courage. Yeah, man. So sounds cool, man. Yeah, it's cool, bro. It's cool, man. The only thing I ask, just again, make sure your mic is unmuted, and just no cursing. Yeah, when you come on, we don't allow cursing on the show. That's the only thing. Other than that, We could talk about a lot of stuff, bro. So, but anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you guys probably. I'll see what the group wants to do about Twisted Metal. But look out for the live stream. Press the little bell button, and then you guys will know when we're about to go live, man. So that's it for me, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody showing up, and I'll see y'all next a week. You feel me? Appreciate y'all.